Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the Ask Rebecca radio show. Thank you for joining me. As you know, February's theme is all about relationships. Today, we'll do a quick recap of the different types of relationships. Then I'll take a few questions from the comments section of the live feed on Facebook before taking a caller for a reading. So every relationship is a mirror reflection of yourself, even the most challenging ones, especially those. Like attracts like. Relationships are meant to teach you about yourself and help you fall in love with you. The things you judge, complain, gossip, don't like, or hate about someone else are the exact same things you don't like about yourself. It's easier to project blame, accuse, and judge others than take responsibility for the same actions you yourself take. No one can make you feel anything unless you already feel that way yourself. They're just showing you the parts of yourself that you don't like. So start becoming aware of when someone triggers those parts of yourself. Now, the first type of relationship we covered early in the month is the one with yourself. And the relationship with yourself, to me, I feel is the most important one of all. Why? Because you'll only ever be able to receive as much love from others as you give to yourself. If you don't like, love, respect, honor, and believe in yourself, how do you expect others to like you, love you, respect you, honor you, and believe in you? It takes real courage to get real with yourself, but once you do, you'll be amazed at how much easier and happier your life will become. The second type of relationship we discussed was the one with whomever is your significant other or spouse or dating, that romantic love connection. Now, this relationship will be the biggest catalyst for change. If you stay self-aware and you choose to work on yourself versus blaming the other person for all their shortcomings, you can do a lot of growing and you can move into deeper states of love, not only with yourself, but with that individual as well. Now, these relationships can bring up so much stuff within us. Like I said, they are the biggest catalyst, and they bring up all of your emotions, all of your insecurities, and all of your fears. And, we have a tendency to worry about rejection, labels, are we boyfriend and girlfriend? Are we getting married? Are we moving forward? What's happening in this relationship? We have so many questions and we want to label everything. Then we also deal with abandonment issues, being good enough, being deserving of, and the list can go on and on and on. And, to each individual, it probably triggers something different within each of you. But overall, your significant other is going to be the one that is going to bring you the biggest pain and suffering. And also the biggest love and acceptance and a mirror of yourself, and all the things that you actually love about the person are all the things that you love about yourself. So again, however, if you can master this type of relationship, not only will you fall in love with you, but your significant other or the person that you're dating will also fall just as hard for you. And it's a reciprocal thing. So again, the more you love you, the more the people outside of you will love you, because they're reflecting back to you what it is that you feel on the inside. So if you're going through life, you can pay attention, take tomorrow, for instance, as you're going about your day, pay attention to what type of people you're dealing with. Are you dealing with a lot of angry people? Are you dealing with a lot of sad people? Are you dealing with a lot of insecure people? Are these people triggering you in some way? And all of a sudden, this person makes you feel angry or makes you feel sad or makes you feel insecure about something. Well, then you can see exactly what's happening on the inside of yourself. And if you can recognize that in the moment versus emotionally reacting and becoming upset or taking something personal that somebody else is saying, because remember, you're only reflecting back to them what's happening internally with them. So if you can just relax and become aware of that, it will make it so much easier to actually deal with relationships and any issues that will come up. Now, the third type of relationship we discussed was the one with your children. Your children are a reflection of your own positive and negative behaviors. If you see your kids behaving in a manner that upsets you, well, more than likely, they learn that behavior from you on some level. Yes, they learn it outside of you as well, but the majority of the things that they learn will come from your own behavior. Children learn what they live. They are extremely aware of their parents, the way they speak. They're aware of how their parents will listen, how they love, how they feel, and how they interact with them and others. And there's a lot of times we can be in denial and we think we're whispering, or we're off in the corner arguing with our spouse or getting upset with our other child, and so the other one's looking on. Children are aware. They pay attention to what's happening. They may not always verbalize it because they don't know how to express it on some level, but believe me, they're going to be following in your footsteps, and they'll be interacting with other people out in the world in the same way that you interact with them and everybody else in your household, and how you treat yourself. If you're in a loveless relationship, do you really want to show that type of relationship to your child, who will end up thinking that's how a relationship should be? Or do you want to show your child how you're smack talking another parent or gossiping about somebody? Well, then you can bet your child will be doing the same thing. So it takes some self-discipline and consistent self-awareness to create a safe emotional space for your children. It's a lot of hard work. It's a huge responsibility and a big job, but it can be very rewarding. Literally you get to see mini-me's growing up and experiencing the first all from the very beginning. It's a beautiful experience. Now, the fourth type of relationship is the one with your own parents or your caretaker. Not everybody was raised by their parents. Some of them were, some of you were raised by grandparents, cousins, uncles, brothers, whatever the case, it doesn't matter, whoever the caretaker was. But recognizing the ways your parents affected you growing up is part of becoming your own person. When you can look into your past, you will see how your own behaviors mirror those of your parents, or how hard you've tried not to behave like your parents. Your childhood shaped the beliefs you currently have about yourself. Some good, some not so good. Most of you allow fears from the past to affect your present situation, which in turn then recreates the past over and over again with different people. So, for example, if you had a parent that was hypercritical or, was hard on you, and you kind of grew up feeling like you just never could do things right, or you're not good enough, well, you're going to attract those people into your life. You're going to consistently attract relationships where they trigger your feelings of not being good enough. And most of the time, those people aren't even aware of what they're doing it, because life really is about perception. And you and I can view things in two different ways, and, the same situation in two different ways, and walk away with completely different experiences. So again, if you can become aware of, what type of people you're attracting in your life, and again, a lot of them will stem from the type of relationship that you had with your parents. So if you're, dealing with a parent that was critical in nature, then you're going to attract people that criticize you or make you feel criticized in some way, and you're constantly going to be trying to make up for that, unless you can become aware of it and you can just let it go and accept things as they are. So, again, you don't want to attract the same people dressed in different clothes that look different. Stop repeating history. It sucks. Been there, done that. It's no fun. So again, it's best to become aware of these core beliefs, accept them for what they were, and shift them to more empowered core beliefs. Now, there are so many life lessons and so much love you can receive through all these relationships. Mastering them can be challenging, but not impossible. It takes time and patience with yourself and those you love. With each challenge faced and overcome, you move into deeper states of unconditional love for yourself and everyone else on the planet. And I mean, our life purpose here on this planet, whether you choose to believe it or not, is for all of us to move into a space of unconditional love and acceptance of each other and everything, and cohabitate and coexist together. Now, with each challenge faced and overcome, you move into deeper states of unconditional love for yourself and everyone else. I'm currently working on a webinar series to give you the tools to master all these relationships, along with a manifestation series to help you create the life you want to live. If you'd like to be notified of when I release the series, please visit the contact page of my website at AskRebecca.guru and send me your email address. And that way I can get you on my email list, and we will then, you'll be notified of when I actually complete the series. Now, I'm going to grab the live feed here in the comments section, and I will answer a couple of questions before I take my caller. So if anybody has any questions, now's the time to actually ask them. And if nobody asks, then I will gladly move on to my caller. So I'll give you guys just a minute or two. All right, well, I don't see anybody asking any questions, so as not to have dead air, I'm going to go ahead and take our caller, and that is Paula in Eau Claire, Wisconsin, or Eau Claire.
Eau Claire. Hi, how are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
Okay, good. I'm glad to hear it. I'm sure you have a couple of questions for me. I did feel like I had a couple of impressions about things that may be happening with you. And if you want me to, I'll share those with you really quick, or we can get into your questions and then I'll share the rest.
Yeah, no, go for it.
Okay, so I kind of feel like you're trying to figure out the truth about someone or a situation, or something is happening, or you're just seeking truth in general. I do feel like a spiritual, or maybe even, I don't want to say religious, but I do feel like there's some sort of spiritual connection as well, that maybe you're opening up more to feeling things yourself and experiencing some different things yourself. I do feel that you may be feeling as if you need some time alone, or you have been kind of like secluding yourself, maybe being a little bit of a hermit, not feeling very social lately or in the last few weeks or so. I do feel like you're trying hard to do the right thing. I feel like that's something that you always try to do. But I kind of feel that you're always more concerned about doing the right thing for others versus doing what feels right to you. So sometimes I feel like, you make a decision based on either what other people want you to do or what you think they want you to do, versus doing what actually would make you happy and make things feel good about you.
That's all true.
I do also feel that there's possibly a romance from your past that could be rekindled, or somebody that you had a romantic relationship with in the past might pop up. And if it's not like past relationship, then it could be, if you're currently in a relationship, maybe you guys have been drifting apart for a while now. Maybe there's like a sense of separation, and that you guys would kind of rekindle things, or at least like reconnect in some way. Now I kind of feel like the relationships, I just got a weird feeling that you're kind of like, I almost feel like your head is like, yeah, okay, relationships, but you're not really, it's like not your priority in this moment, really.
Right.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
I said right. Hmm.
Yeah. So it's like, like on one hand, your head's like, yeah, cool. I'd like to be, worried about relationships. But the other side is, really not that into it. But I kind of feel like, I don't know. I just feel like maybe there's a little block going on. So I kind of feel like you've been burned in the past and you're just kind of like, I don't know. I need a breather. I need a break. I need to figure out what I
Hmm.
want and figure out
Yeah.
where I'm going and what I'm doing. Now, I also feel like there's a person that's going to come into your life that it will play kind of, the person will be kind of like a mentor or a teacher. I mean, not like it's going to be some guru or, whatever, but I just feel like this person is someone that you're really going to be able to learn a lot about yourself, and it's going to like move you forward, because I really feel like you're searching for truth within yourself. I don't know. I just feel like there's searching going on.
Hmm.
Um, so, health wise, I feel like you're okay, but I don't, have you been experiencing back problems? Like, is your lower back and your back hurting at all?
Yep. Yep.
Okay. So to me, the back stuff, it feels connected to, um, more about like your some of the emotional burdens that you may be carrying, like some, almost feels like you're carrying the weight of the world on your shoulders, but
Hmm.
also like the lower back is connected to uh worrying about finances and money. I mean, I don't feel like, you're broke, but I do feel like, it's something we all worry about. So it may be weighing on your mind a little bit more recently. But so that's about all that the notes that I made. So if you want to start asking me questions, we can try to, get some answers for you.
Yeah. Well, you're right on about everything, so that's awesome.
Awesome.
Excuse me.
Thank you.
So, but my concern has been my husband, and then also our finances. And so, about 2012 or so, everything's been kind of started going downhill, and it hasn't come back up yet. So I'm kind of getting to where I'm at a little bit of my wits end on what to do, and I feel like I lost my job in August of 2015. I'm sorry, 2016, and got laid off or whatnot. And I've been trying to go back, but I also have a lot going on at home, so I kind of feel like that was meant to be. But I just feel like I'm going in a circle, and I just don't know what to do. Like, I don't know if I should, go take another job because they're always out of state, or if I'm supposed to work from home, or if I'm supposed to start up a business, or if I just don't know where to go. So I got all these thoughts rolling around my head, and it just, it's almost like too much, it's overload. And then it's causing strife between my husband and I, because financial issues, of course, always cause strife. But, it just seems like we're not on the same page. So that's where you see that separation. And I dearly love my husband, so I don't want anything to happen there. But it's made me want to be by myself to figure things out.
Right. Yeah, I don't feel like anything is going to happen within your relationship where you guys split up or anything like that. I feel like he's definitely a soul connection for you. To me, it just the drifting apart part of it, and I feel like what I'm getting is you need to take some me time. And it doesn't mean like you have to disappear for a week or a weekend or even a day. If you take a 15-minute walk around the block just so you can be with yourself and get some clarity, because I feel like you have a lot of energy that's flowing through your body, but it has nowhere to go. So what's happening is it's getting stuck in your head, and you're constantly thinking and thinking and overthinking what you need to do. Um, So I feel like, your husband will understand if you just say, hey, babe, I'm going to go soak in the tub for a minute. I'm going to do something that just lets you have a moment to yourself. Now, as far as
Okay.
the job, um, you said you were laid off and you're trying to go back to this job, or if you should go back to the job?
Well, I work in internet technology, and so it's you get contracts. So I was laid off from that job, and then I was looking for another site to go to. So it's go back out on the road or whatnot. My kind of problem that holds me here is that I have a hive full of psychic children in my home, and so I am like, some have some issues that I've been trying to help with and get them going. So when I'm gone, I worry about them all the time, and then I feel like I'm not doing the job I'm supposed to be doing, but yet you have all these bills to pay, so it's concerning.
Right. Okay. So I feel like I feel two things. So I do feel like you need to go ahead and, get another job. I almost feel like the place that laid you off, there's a connection there that would get you another job, or maybe even back there doing something different. So I don't know if that could even make any sense to you, but
That does, yeah.
I'm sorry, what?
That does, yes. I was actually talking to that person today.
Oh, okay, wonderful. So I definitely feel like you need to jump on that opportunity, because that's going to bring in the financial aspect that you're looking for, the money portion. So definitely follow that lead. But I also feel that you should be working towards your own business.
Mm-hmm.
You said you do internet, stuff. So these are things that you could do right from the comfort of your home. That way you don't have to worry about the children and the babies, that'll be a nice balance for you. And I do feel like whoever you talked to today, that connection, I feel like you're going to get the recognition that you were looking for when you were there. It's kind of an odd situation, but I do feel like it will come to fruition. And I do feel like you'll be working from home. I don't feel you physically going anywhere, even if you go back to work for them or get that connection through that person with another company. So I do feel like definitely follow that lead. The money's going to come. To me, it feels like I feel like you're going to be working March. To me, it almost feels like the first half of March. So within the next 2 to 3 weeks, where you kind of know exactly what you're going to be doing and you're going to be making some money. Through that process, I do feel like you're going to more and more realize that you want to be working for yourself.
Okay.
So start thinking about that. Let it kind of be a natural process. I feel like it'll happen very naturally. And if you take that leap, I feel like that won't happen until like late next year. But right now it's about you getting the finances in order, feeling good, feeling less stressed. Don't worry about the kids so much. To me, they feel responsible. How old are they? Because they feel like they're
older. We have a multi-generational household, so we have they're the ones that I have one that I worry about because he's schizophrenic, and so he has issues like one time a year where he has problems, and then it's caused strife in my job, but I'm still his mom, so I'll always help him. But they're in their 20s.
Okay, that's what I felt, because they do feel more responsible now. I only have 2 minutes left. I do this every time. I'm so sorry.
Okay, thank you so much.
Oh, you're welcome. I do feel like he's going to be fine. I do feel there are bouts, and when they happen, they're pretty intense. So to me, there's something, and I mean, I hate to give like medical advice in any way, but for whatever reason, I'm kind of feeling like maybe get a check on his medication.
Okay.
So I feel like it's helping, but it's also making him sick. So you need to find maybe something more comparable to his system is what it feels. Paula, thank you so much. I'm so sorry, but I gotta go.
That's okay. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
No problem. Thank you. Have a great night. So that's all the time we have for tonight. Thank you all for tuning in. I look forward to connecting with you next week. The month of March will be all about loving yourself. So I'll be sharing 5 ways you can learn to love yourself. Each week will be a different way to love you. If you'd like to book a session with me, you can contact me at AskRebecca@gmail.com. Call or text 407-374-3133, or for more info, check out the frequently asked questions page of my website at AskRebecca.guru. Have a great week, everyone. Good night, and I will see you soon.